Here we go. So, storytelling, a medium that is rapidly getting more and more platforms to just exist. And that makes me a very happy boy. Man, God, I think I'm at an age where I have to stop calling myself a boy. It may come as a bit of a shock, but I love storytelling, which is why I love making videos so much. To me, storytelling is all about setting up a situation and then dunking you, the viewer, headfirst into it as if you're bobbing for apples and not letting you come up for air until you're fully immersed into it. Sorry, that was a bit of a violent analogy. And so, when it comes to platforms like Twitter, for example, I just see that as an extension of my storytelling opportunities. So, for example, I like to inform you of surreal, important things, such as take some mayonnaise, crush up some crayons, any color you like, mix it all together, and you've got yourself some delicious crayonnaise. Okay, this is starting to hurt. See, I get an immense amount of enjoyment out of the idea that someone might just be scrolling through their Twitter timeline and then they see one of my little mini Twitter stories and it just catches them off guard for a second. Maybe they do a little double take, perhaps I even leave them feeling mildly perturbed. This is how I get my kicks, people. And I've got to say, I think the crayonnaise tweet might have been a bit of a weird example because my little stories tend to be a little bit more whimsical, a little bit less disgusting sometimes. I don't really know how that one slipped through the cracks. Oh, speaking of slipping through the cracks. There's a crack in the floor of my hallway that leads directly to the ceiling of my living room. That has nothing to do with this video. I thought that might just be an interesting fact for you to know. You've just been facted. So, for some reason, I get a lot of requests to read out some of those thoughts that I get that don't make it to Twitter. Those ideas that I type out with my thumbs and then for one reason or another just go, nah, probably not. So here you go. Here's another episode of Things I Almost Said on Twitter. My mind has been in a weird place recently, so I've been making S. Unfinished tweet, maybe, or was I sculpting a life-size letter S out of ice or clay? It's highly possible. This train smells like Chewbacca's parents. So what is that supposed to mean? Is that a lovely pinewood forest, maybe? Pile of Gabaggio? It would take an ancient wizard thousands of years to decipher what was going through my head when I typed that. Genuine question to people who respond to tweets correcting a single spelling error. What is your f***ing problem? Okay, so this was supposed to be a joke where it sounds like I'm overreacting over something really petty, but I was worried that people wouldn't get it and they would think I was overreacting over something really petty. I wasn't trying to be malicious, but it just sounded too angry. But seriously, what is your problem? You know who you are. I just learned a song from a guy who learned the song from me when I was a kid because I went back in time after I learned it as an adult to teach him the song. Oh! Okay, so that's actually an Ocarina of Time reference. But even just typing it out was melting my brain. That, folks, is what you call a paradox. If I need to quickly duck out of a social situation, I'll simply transform myself into a 2D plane and slink away in a wall. Very effective, 10 out of 10. That is actually a very accurate and true tweet. Not sure why I didn't go ahead and post that one. I feel it's a skill that many people could appreciate and master for themselves. Because don't you wish sometimes you could just disappear? Anyway, okay, so I have like 8 different tweet drafts that I'm not even gonna bother reading them all. Each one slightly worded differently, of me trying to say that I experienced a Japanese onsen for the first time, which, if you aren't aware, they are these amazing naturally formed hot springs in Japan that you can go and take a little dip in and it feels so amazing. But there are some very strict rules you need to follow, one of them being you have to be completely nude, like completely butt naked in front of everyone. So I was basically trying to find a delicate way of saying that on Twitter, but in the end I think I just ended up saying it quite bluntly. Also, it's safe to say that me and Felix have no secrets from each other anymore. Mount Fuji stares at me every morning, it watches me undress, I'm fine with this. Okay, so again, this is a reference to my most recent trip to Japan. One of the places we stayed had such an incredible view of Mount Fuji from the bedroom. Every morning, I would wake up and be like, oh hey, it's Mount Fuji again. My God, this is beautiful. I never want to leave this country. Reason I didn't tweet that, don't know if it felt appropriate to make Mount Fuji sound like some kind of a peeping Tom. It's just there, that's where it has to live. If anything, I was the disturbance. I was forcing my undressing upon it. Let's move on from the nudity-themed drafts, yeah? I am very suspicious of any clothing described as breathable. Giving inanimate objects human-like descriptions is how the world ends, folks. I mean, that obviously I completely agree with. I mean, I wrote it. I wasn't sure if it'd make me come across a little bit paranoid, but at the same time, I think I have a point. First, clothes are breathing. Next, what? They're walking? Walkable clothes? Hey, these clothes will walk. Then what, huh? Killer shoes, maybe? Strangling scarves? Let's just end that right now. You shouldn't be too hard on yourself at a young age. I cringe at the thought of my 17-year-old self, but that time of your life is all about discovering who you are. Oh my god, that's a wonderful tweet. Why didn't I say that? Okay, wait, hang on. There's a follow-up. For example, I have discovered I am a cuboid from planet Cubula, and I eat 6-sided dice for breakfast. Okay, well, that's probably why I didn't finish that one. Because no story's allowed to have a happy ending when this guy's in charge. Yep. My nickname in school was the Beast of Gargantuan Proportions, because I was able to transform into a behemoth of destruction. I moved school 8 times and was given this nickname every time. Don't know, that wasn't my nickname in school. Did I have a nickname in school? I mean, I think they just said, "Oi, you, Chubster. Get over here, give us your lunch money." It's not a lie. I think one person actually once did call me Chubster. I was a bit of a Chubster when I was younger, but, you know, I don't feel the name was warranted. Sad times. I just played Cluedo for the first time ever, and it has really opened my eyes. You go through life thinking you know yourself, and then you turn out to be a killer. Shake my head. Yeah, so I was the killer. The first ever time I played Cluedo, which was a few months ago, I was the killer. The problem is, in other parts of the world, such as America, they call the game Clue. So they'd probably be thinking, what is Cluedo? Wait, is PJ a killer now? Oh my god, unfollow. I can't be following any killers. Well, look, disclaimer, I'm not a killer. I would never kill anything. I don't even kill time. You know, I'm always doing something because I feel so bad about plunging a knife through a clock's proverbial heart. The boy who wanted to eat a cloud, try as he might, couldn't get the height. A ladder, the roof, hot air balloon took flight. Poetic, but unfinished. I think it was because it inspired me to write a bigger story about that. Then I started writing it, and I didn't show anyone. Maybe I'll put it in a book or something one day. Whilst wrapping presents, I have accidentally wrapped my left foot. I have no choice but to gift my left foot. Kanye West Yoshi's Island Cool Dance Collab Freestyle. Yeah, okay, oh my god, I remember typing this. Okay, so, I was really exhausted. It was like 1 in the morning, and I was trying to find a specific video on YouTube. It's this video of Kanye West, like, body popping, and someone's edited the theme from Yoshi's Island onto it, so I was searching for it, but just not on YouTube. And I realized once I typed it, I was like, what am I doing? This is Twitter. My brain was so fried, so I just saved it as a draft, and then went to YouTube, and found the video, and it's really good. Kanye's Island, check it out, it's a good time. I'm an official registered goblin. It's official, proud day, thanks mum and dad for the support. I mean, yeah, is that a good thing, or? Have the people who want Pokemon to be real ever read any Pokedex entries? For example, Drowsy. It rarely eats the dreams of adults because children's are so much tastier. Yeah, it kind of gives me the creeps every time I read that. But seriously, some Pokedex entries are really messed up. Haunter basically kills people with its acidic tongue. Kadabra is like a little boy who just turned into Kadabra. And there's a bunch of other messed up ones. Seriously, check it out. It's very interesting. But sure, yeah, Pokemon should be real. That'd be cool. To just get eaten by a whale lord when you're trying to swim in the ocean, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm one of those people who want Pokemon to be real, but I've read the Pokedex entries. I know what I'm getting myself into. Have you? Okay, I quite like this one. No matter how perfect or evil someone may be, I find comfort in thinking once upon a time, they too were drooling, smelly, poopy babies. You know what I mean? Isn't that kind of an interesting thought? That the most evil people in the world were once these small little blobby poopy things that just kept puking over themselves? I think about that a lot, probably too much. And that's probably why I don't tweet about it, because it's weird, right? It's weird. Hey, yeah. And on that note, it's a good place to end the video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it very much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. More exciting content and stories coming soon. My next video will be the next Patreon-funded video. If you want to keep up to date with everything I'm doing with my Patreon, you can go check it out. You don't have to, but if you want to, I appreciate it very much. Make sure to check me out on Twitter for all those fun mayonnaise-themed stories. And I'll see you guys very soon. Take care, all you ex-smelly, poopy, farty babies. Bye.